From millionaire mansion to bankruptcy court. From selling out perfume lines to selling old clothes online. Katie Price, once worth £45 million, is now making headlines for bailiffs, bankruptcy hearings, and public breakdowns. But how did Britain's most infamous glamour model lose it all? And what role did her marriages, scandals, and relentless pursuit of fame play in her financial collapse? Stay with me, because in this video, we're going to expose the shocking story of Katie Price's financial meltdown. And trust me, every twist is more dramatic than the last. Before we get into it, don't forget to hit subscribe. We cover the biggest celebrity scandals, meltdowns, and shocking revelations every single week, and you won't want to miss what's coming. Let's start at the top. Because believe it or not, Katie Price didn't just rise, she soared. Back in the 2000s, she was untouchable. Page 3, Playboy, best-selling books, TV reality shows, perfume lines, clothing, even children's books. Katie Price, or Jordan as she was first known, turned herself into a one-woman empire. At her peak, she was estimated to be worth £45 million. Even Kim Kardashian admitted she was a fan. Katie wasn't just famous, she was everywhere. But here's where the first cracks appeared. Because unlike other celebs who build slow, steady brands, Katie's empire was built on shock value, excess, and drama. And when your whole career is based on chaos, eventually the chaos catches up with you. And the men in Katie's life, they didn't just fuel the headlines, they fueled the disaster. It started with Peter Andre, the fairy tale romance of I'm a Celebrity, a Cinderella wedding at Highclere Castle, £2 million magazine deals, reality shows watched by millions. They were the golden couple until they weren't. By 2009, the marriage imploded. The divorce wasn't just emotional, it was financial. Suddenly, the empire had cracks, and Katie was spending big while her TV deals were drying up. But Katie didn't slow down. Enter husband number 2, cage fighter Alex Reid. The marriage lasted less than 2 years. It produced more headlines than happiness. And another messy split. Another costly disaster. Then came Kieran Hayler, a 5-year marriage that spiraled into accusations, affairs, and public humiliation. Every step of the way, Katie's life was monetized for magazine deals and TV shows. But the truth? Behind the glossy covers was chaos. The money was flowing out faster than it was coming in. And let's not forget Dwight York, father of her eldest son Harvey, who distanced himself early on. Or Chris Boyson and Carl Woods, whose turbulent relationships added even more fuel to the tabloid fire. Each partner left behind more drama, more scandal, and more bills. But here's where things take a darker turn. Katie Price didn't just have relationship chaos. She had a spending habit that was completely out of control. The surgeries, the designer lifestyle, the endless reinventions of her image. While some celebrities invest in property, businesses, or long-term projects, Katie kept pouring money into cosmetic procedures, luxury holidays, and a string of doomed ventures. And then came the breakdowns. In 2021, Katie flipped her car while under the influence, later admitting she was in the middle of a breakdown. Court appearances followed, alongside a suspended sentence. In 2022, she breached a restraining order and narrowly avoided prison again. Each headline wasn't about her brand anymore. It was about her downfall. And then came the hammer blow, bankruptcy. In 2024, Katie was officially declared bankrupt over an unpaid tax bill worth more than £750,000. Think about that. From £45 million to owing nearly $1 million to the taxman. And when she failed to attend a bankruptcy hearing in July, she was arrested at Heathrow, returning from yet another round of cosmetic surgery in Turkey. Bailiffs, court orders, bankruptcy trustees. Katie's life had gone from luxury to legal chaos. But here's the question everyone wants answered. How did it really get this bad? Because Katie Price didn't just fall victim to the economy or bad luck. She made choices. Reckless, expensive, headline-grabbing choices. Her entire empire was built on spectacle, not stability. Take the surgeries, 17 boob jobs, multiple facelifts, endless tweaks and procedures, each one expensive, each one sold to the press as part of her new look, but each one draining the fortune she once had. Take the houses. The so-called mucky mansion became a tabloid punchline. Once a £2 million dream home, it descended into disrepair, with bailiffs turning up at the door. Instead of a symbol of success, it became a symbol of decline. And then there's OF. I'm sure you know what that stands for. Katie jumped onto the platform claiming she was making millions, but insiders suggest her income is a fraction of what it once was. When you've burned through £45 million, tens of thousands a month won't stop the bleeding. And let's not forget the endless side hustles: perfumes, pony books, soap lines, makeup classes, selling old clothes on Depop. At one point, she even charged fans to join a private Instagram selling official memorabilia. From glossy OK magazine deals to flogging secondhand shoes online, that's the brutal scale of Katie Price's fall. But here's the twist. Some people still believe Katie Price can claw her way back. She's grafted before. She's reinvented herself a dozen times. She's currently podcasting with her sister. She claims Netflix is working on a 3-part documentary about her life, though the streaming giant has denied it. And her die-hard fans? They still see her as a survivor. So is this the end of Katie Price? Or the setup for yet another reinvention? Let's not sugarcoat it. The signs aren't good. Katie is 46. The glamour model economy that made her rich no longer exists. Social media has replaced page 3. Magazines don't pay millions for weddings anymore. The market has moved on. And while men like Peter Andre quietly rebuilt their careers, Katie has doubled down on shock, surgery, and scandal. That may grab headlines, but it doesn't pay the bills. So what does her future look like? Bankruptcy hearings, court dates, bailiffs, maybe small business ventures, maybe one more big TV deal if she plays her cards right. But the empire, that's gone. The glamour, faded. The fortune, spent. Katie Price is now a cautionary tale. A woman who turned herself into a brand, built an empire out of spectacle, and then watched it crumble under the weight of scandal, surgery, and self-destruction. And yet, in true Katie fashion, don't be surprised if she refuses to disappear. Because if there's one thing Katie Price knows, it's how to keep her name in the headlines, from bankruptcy to bailiffs to breakdowns. This is the story of Britain's most dramatic financial meltdown. And something tells me it's not over yet. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you want more deep dives into the biggest celebrity scandals and shocking meltdowns. We've got even more explosive stories coming your way.